What you're about to listen to is horribly graphic. This is probably one of the worst homicides, biggest murder cases of all of Broward County in South Florida. The murder of 3 children, the death of a woman, and the man behind it all who later died. The shooter, identified as Stephen McKenzie, 34 years old, from Pembroke Park, is the man who lost his mind after getting jealous of his wife, believing that she spoke to the other husband that she had kids with. This made him angry. Stephen McKenzie grabbed the gun and went on a mission to kill everyone, including himself. He shot 4 children and his ex-wife, Julia Cruz, 32 years old, from Pembroke Park. This is the apartment complex where all that went down. 408 is the apartment unit where this brutal murder was discovered by the Broward Sheriff's Office Fire Rescue, Broward Sheriff deputies, and the town of Pembroke Park Police. The only person that survived this horrible tragedy is this young girl you see here. Film next. It's this young girl you see here. She's only 8 years old, and she is still alive, fighting for her life at the hospital. This is a side note. What is the relationship between the shooter, Stephen McKenzie, and Julia Cruz? Now, all of the 5 victims and the suspect, all of them live at the same address. Hallandale Beach Blvd, Pembroke Park, same address, same unit. So the question is, where it doesn't state anywhere in the police report or news article what the relationship, what exactly is the fling between Julia Cruz and Stephen McKenzie, the shooter. Julia Cruz is the mother who died, who was shot and killed by McKenzie. Now, when we look at this list right here, created by the Broward Sheriff's Office, victims 4 and 3, Nova McKenzie, age 2, and Emiri McKenzie, age 2, both males, share the exact same last name of the shooter, Stephen McKenzie. I know that he has 2 kids, and the 2 other kids belong to a different father, supposedly. Zion Solomon, victim 2, and victim 5, which I can't really pronounce that first name, P. Solomon, the 8-year-old girl who is in serious condition but still technically alive at the hospital, but fighting for her life. The only one that survived this horrible attack. Now, my thing is this. I don't think that the shooter, Stephen, got married and to Julia Cruz. Because I don't think she, when you get married, don't you get the last name, right? But I don't know. She just seems to have her original name, right? But when you look at the 2 other kids, Solomon, where did that last name come from, right? Got to come from the other husband, but nowhere does it state the relationship of these 2. So again, that's of course under investigation. But I do know that 2 kids belong to the shooter, and the 2 other kids belong to another father. You already know that's going to create a lot of baby daddy, baby mama drama, and these things can get very, very ugly, seriously, deadly ugly. I just wanted to point that out, because throughout the video that I made earlier, I kept referring Julia Cruz as the wife of Stephen. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said ex-girlfriend, especially, of course, she's dead. She was shot and killed by Stephen. Stephen died literally a day later at the hospital. So everyone is dead except one girl, 8 years old, who still is fighting for her life in serious condition at the hospital, taken by the Broward Sheriff's Fire Rescue Unit. So anyways, let's get into it. All right, guys, we have an update. Welcome to Pembroke Park. This is that man shot and killed basically his entire family. The only person that survived out of this tragedy is an 8-year-old young girl. All right, here's the photos of the victims and the suspect. The suspect just died at the hospital. This all happened back on March 26th, Wednesday, 7:40. 911 calls came in on behalf of lots of gunshots going back and forth inside of this, I think the 4th story. And we're gonna go up there right now. All right, so let's talk about it. When we arrived near midnight, basically, the Broward Sheriff's Office was called here to investigate. Let me walk you through. So this man you see here, this black male, his name is Stephen McKenzie. McKenzie is the one that shot and killed 3 of the children, and 1 survived. And his girlfriend slash wife. Okay? Now, this really happened because Stephen McKenzie, the shooter, thought that his wife was cheating on him with the neighbor, or the other father. You see, here it is, the memorial. So inside of this room is where the Broward Sheriff's Office Fire Rescue found 6 people shot in total. 6 people. So inside that very apartment is where those 6 people were found shot. 4 children. Their names are going to be listed right here, their ages and their photos. And the father and the mother, all shot. So he tried to commit suicide, but he failed. But he died the next day on March 27th at the hospital. So this happened because he was jealous. He really thought that his wife was flirting with the other father because, remember, Stephen McKenzie had 2 children with his wife, Julia. All right? Julia had 2 other kids with another man. And that is why McKenzie lost his mind and decided to kill her and the kids, because he lost his mind. He became emotional. He didn't know how to deal with his issues. So now we have candles here, and we have flowers, and then we have photos of the victims, of the children. Here they are. It's not all the children, but it's about 2 of them, you know. As you can see, evidence, tape, that 408 is where that happened. All right. So, the update is that McKenzie, he's dead. Only 1 child survived. Still at the hospital, recovering from that gunshot wound. Again, 6 people found shot here, all blood everywhere. Matter of fact, you can still see blood stains right in there if you look, you know. So that's what you see right here, you know. It happened right here. Pembroke Park, Hallandale Beach, and Shore Drive right here. This is where all this area was filled with investigators. Right here, you know. All right, so now you guys have a better idea of what happened. So as soon as we get more updates on this, we'll definitely let you know. But for now, this is the very latest that happened here. Neighbors hearing gunshots, scared and worried. And this is where it took place right here. So now it's a memorial site. And it looks like they're going to have a grief counseling session at the town of Pembroke Park at March 31st, Monday at 5:30. So 5:30, they're going to have that memorial site today, actually. 31st, right? Today's Monday. Well, that's the very latest. That's basically the story, guys. An emotional dude that couldn't control his emotions basically ended his whole family. It's a shame. You guys got to control your emotions, you know. It's a shame. It's a real shame, you know, and it sucks because why do you have to kill the kids, you know? Well, again, we have a lot of murder-suicides that take place all over the nation. Again, because of issues that, you know, people just, when they get jealous, when they suspect their partner is cheating, or maybe they weren't even cheating, violence happens. All right. That's the very latest, guys. Be safe, be careful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next scene.